Hey guys, thanks for 1,000 subs. I haven't been speedrunning much lately, which is why I haven't really been uploading videos. I pretty much just made this channel to upload speedruns. But I've been thinking about making like other content like speedrun related wise, but not me doing runs. Maybe that's something I'll do, maybe not, who knows. Anyway, I've been working on other things, such as music production for the last couple of years. Been doing rock climbing recently for the past couple of months, that's been fun. And lastly, I've been working on a video game on and off for like the last 2 years. I kind of got bored of making it a while ago, and then I got back on it this year. And now I just want to get it out there, same with my music. So the game is a first-person platformer where you do time trials. So basically just a speedrunning game. Consider it my gift to y'all for 1,000 subs. I've been complaining about how games are made shittily over the past however long. And this game is pretty shittily made because it's made just by me and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm happy to put it out there though regardless because I think it's a lot of fun and I think a lot of people could find it fun too. It is very buggy and janky and it's got a lot of weirdness, but that's kind of what you want in a speedrun game, right? That's what you're looking for. I don't have footage of the game's production, so this video will be mostly a recap of what has happened up to this point. It's still 12 days till the game's release, so there will be quite a bit more work done. I'm basically just only doing that for the next 12 days. But from here on out, it's mostly just boring stuff like polishing up levels and like bug fixes and stuff. So it's really not anything too crazy to make a video about. So that's why I don't plan on making any more videos. It's just going to be this one, recapping the most of it. The most of it. Yeah, you get the idea. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about here is the gameplay. You know, what inspired it? Mainly, I just like platformer games. The parkour just kind of worked out the way I wanted it to, and I just ended up rolling with it. But I've also been kind of craving another first-person parkour game since Mirror's Edge. Like, there's been some small indie ones with, like, you know, parts of parkour, and there's been lots of other, like, big games that have released with parkour in them, but they're not, like, first-person parkour focused, you know? Like, there's wall running in a whole bunch of games, there's vaulting and mantling and all this other stuff, but it's, like, it's usually just one of the few. It's never all of them at the same time in most of these games. I try to get as many of the Mirror's Edge mechanics as I liked in there, but it certainly doesn't have all of them, and there was that big issue where I had to learn how to code and all that other stuff during the making of this, so definitely one of the harder parts of this was trying to figure out that. Spaghetti mess. But anyway, no need to get into that. It doesn't make sense to people who do it, so why would it make sense to you? You've probably seen enough of the gameplay in the background to get a good enough idea of what the game is. I don't feel like I have to explain anything gameplay-wise. It's very simple. You just get to the end as quick as you can. Alright, let's talk about the visuals now. I'm sure you've been awing over the beauty of this game. So simple, yet so gracious. But yeah, I have no idea how to do 3D art at all, and I didn't feel like learning. So that's why everything in this game is basically a square or a combination of very simple shapes, because I made it all from in-editor stuff. I managed to find just kind of like a style in general that I thought looked cool with like the giant open sea and the weird sky and the post-processing that goes on everything. And it just looks it all fits together, as well as the 2D art that I made for the menus and the characters and the rest of the stuff. The animations, if you want to call them that. They're not really animations though. So yeah, mostly just I did it because it was simple and effective. It was something I could reasonably do for a whole project. Like I said, it just worked. I liked it enough to not care. And the 2D stuff, don't ask where that came from. I was just drawing in paint and I just like said fuck it. This goes with what I'm doing somehow. So I kept it. I made this shitty cover art which I'm keeping for the main picture of the game, the main menu. And I think that picture is what kind of inspired like most of it in general, just that kind of stupid drawn like a lemon man looking thing going between two seemingly random cubes in the middle of the sea. Anyway, enough about the visuals, onto the audio. Most of the audio in this game, or all of it actually, is homegrown. From smacking my desk to to make the footstep sounds to the soundtrack, which also has smacking my desk in it. It's not even a desk, it's a fucking fold-out picnic table. Alright, anyway. So in terms of in-game audio, you got, you know, it's pretty simple. The movement noises, which I said are just kind of me making whatever noises that fit. And then there's just some random ambient noises. That's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot to it. I put the sounds where they go, and I made the sounds. So yeah. Put a lot of effort into the soundtrack. It's like 30 minutes, which is probably longer than the game if you speedrun it. I try to make all the track under 2 minutes, like usually like a minute and a half, just because the levels just aren't generally that long in the game. Oh yeah, did I mention there's a music player so you can just skip and pause songs whenever? Yeah, I wanted that to be in there because I just think that's a cool thing to have. For the current release, there will be 25 songs in the game, 17 from the soundtrack and 8 from a project that I just put out. It's my first official release. I've made a lot of music, but I've never released any before. Check it out on Bandcamp if you want to support me. I'll be uploading all my music there. It'll come to all their platforms eventually, but that's where it's going to be first always. So settle down, okay? Go give it a listen. Alright, now into some issues with developing. This was a one-man project where I learned everything on the spot. That's most of the problem. It was just a very long, time-consuming thing, and it's very easy to burn out when you're learning all these new things. And shit, I skipped half the stuff. I didn't really learn the visuals as much as I should have, like the 3D modeling I didn't learn texturing. So yeah, I skipped a lot of stuff and it was still very hard. Making a game is just a lot to it. A whole lot to it. I know there's one point where like the whole project just stopped working and I didn't know why. It was just like some random UE4 bug. And that was really scary because that was like when I was working on it the most and I just didn't know what to do, and eventually I figured it out. And I also had a whole bunch of other problems that after I took a long break I came back and they were easier. I was trying to fix certain bugs for months and then I come back a year later and it just fixed it the first day. It was weird. I think just the biggest problem for me too is just the motivation to do it, because I don't know. It was fun to work on for a little bit, but it just got tedious. Like the longer you get in, the more you just have to add, and it gets harder to fix things, and yeah, just a lot.